turn it over to Christopher Graham, who is with us today from Intel, like I said. He's going to have a great presentation for us, and it's about getting into the cloud without leaving the ground. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to Chris.
All right. Thanks, Rich. Okay. Let me get to the presentation here.
Yep.
There we go. All right. So today we're going to talk to you a little bit about the growth of the cloud and how small businesses are looking to take part in that, and then talk about a new service that Intel is offering that is tailor-made for small businesses looking for cloud-type services that addresses some of the concerns they may have about some of the cloud infrastructure. We'll talk a little bit about the partners that we have in a program, and then the overall business model and some of the revenue opportunities and how you can get started in the new program. So with that, let's talk a little bit about the growth of the cloud. You know, there's been a lot of buzz about the cloud. There's a lot of data out there now indicating how much growth we're going to see. We're projecting by 2015 a billion more users of the Internet out there, over 15 billion connected devices on the Internet, and over a zettabyte of Internet traffic. So a ton more data, and all of that expansion is going to be driving new requirements for IT solutions. Intel has a vision for what the cloud should look like in the year 2015, which is really around three primary pillars. First of all, we want, and the idea here is, you know, open and easy use of cloud services, of data moving back and forth, of applications moving back and forth, etc. So, you know, one of these is that we expect it's going to be federated, which means that you'll be able to share data securely back and forth between public and private clouds. We'll have also have it more automated so that IT people can focus more on innovation and less on managing the whole system. And then finally, across the compute continuum of all the devices that are out there, we want the cloud to be client-aware, where it actually can look at, when you connect to the cloud with a device, it'll be able to optimize the service that's delivered to that device based on its own capabilities. So, lot of development here going on at Intel and in our ecosystem partners around getting towards this vision. The other thing is just in terms of the overall growth, you know, the huge growth in cloud services. If you look at the chart on the left, back in 2008, the total global IT spend on cloud from IDC was about $17 billion. By 2015, just the U.S. alone and just the small and medium business portion of the U.S. spending will be over $49 billion. So you can see it's really huge growth. Number one technology trend for 2010, that continues on. And like I said, just the U.S. alone, you know, over $49 billion by 2015. So one of the big questions we're hearing a lot from the VAR segment and IT consultants, managed service providers is, how do I develop a cloud strategy that allows me to keep the revenue coming in, stay relevant with my customers, keep a billing relationship with my customers when you've got all these outsourced cloud services out there. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Specific to small business, there are several IT challenges, both on the service provider side as well as on the small business side. So on the service provider side, we hear a lot that historically the business has been transactional, right? It's tough to keep your business profitable just by selling hardware. You've got to add services, and anything you can do to get more into a recurring service, almost like a subscription type model with your customers, is going to help you to stay profitable moving forward. It's also hard to differentiate the products that you're selling against, some of the bigger names that are out there. Some of the OEMs are selling direct, to small businesses. How do you compete with them? There's not a lot of margin in the hardware itself, so how do you differentiate yourself? And then finally, even if you've already stepped into a recurring revenue model type of business, it can be very expensive to deliver that kind of service. How would you address those kind of concerns? On the small business side, we know that small businesses typically don't have a lot of IT expertise. They want to be able to focus on their business, and quite frequently they look to outsource to somebody who knows IT to help them manage it. Additionally, small businesses, especially in this economy, don't have a lot of cash to throw around. And so, we hear, all kinds of stories about people sitting on old servers that are, due to fail any day because they're so out of date, but they just can't come up with a justification to plunk down, $5,000 to $10,000 for a new server and all the software that they need. And anything that they can do to reduce the need for that kind of capital outlay and get into more of a predictable cost of service for IT is good from the small business perspective. And then finally, they hear a lot about the cloud, and one of the big concerns they've got is if my data is all out there in the cloud, who's got access to it? For a small business, their data is their life. So there's a lot of discomfort with having all of that out there and not knowing who might have access. So that is why we have developed this new service from Intel, which is called the Intel AppUp Small Business Service, and is built on the Intel Hybrid Cloud platform. So I'm going to go through this slide. There's a lot here. We'll go from the left side to the right side to explain what the service is, how it works. So first of all, this is essentially a catalog of small business software. It's a lot of the applications you're probably familiar with today, and maybe you've already been selling, on the typical type of service where it's upfront. Microsoft Small Business Server is available. Microsoft Windows Server 2008, 2011. Intuit QuickBooks, very popular accounting package for small business. We have backup solutions from companies like StorageCraft and others. GFI for antivirus and other applications like that. ClearOS for Linux operating systems if you need to run a Linux application. So these are all available and offered on a monthly pay-as-you-go basis through our solution. But what's unique here is that unlike the typical cloud scenario, these are actually running on a server that is located on premises at the small business customer site. So we have specific server reference design with technologies that enable us to have all of these software applications running virtualized, which means they're remotely manageable, and securely as well. So we use things like Intel virtualization technology, Intel trusted execution technology, active management technology for remote management. These are all built into this server. And then we have an Intel designed software stack in the middle that provides a nice, easy-to-use remote management interface to manage that software running on the box, all the various different virtual appliances that are on the box, and also gives you a web portal through which you can access all of the servers you've deployed to various different customers to take control of those and manage them. And then finally, and most importantly probably, the secure usage monitoring. And this is what enables the